أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to G4 Holy Qur'an Recitation Class for Mutalimat. I'm your today's day teacher, and as always I will be assisted by the teacher assistant and the support teacher. So please make sure you have maintained respect for the Holy Qur'an by having performed wuzu, and make sure you're covering your head and sitting in a quiet room. And important thing, that make sure that you are logged in with your correct ID and that your camera and microphone is switched off. And before we start our tilawat for today, I have something important to inform you all, that if there's any interested students, if you believe you can give some time, if you are interested in joining the G4 team for next year's course in 2024, then if you believe you have the time to obviously work as a teacher or TA, then you can join our team and you can send us an email using the same email that you receive, where you receive your class reminders each time. So send us an email if you're interested, and obviously then we will contact you. And we do give training to new students as well who join us as a teacher or TA or the support teacher. So don't worry about that, you will be given the training. So if you think you're interested and you can give the time, then please email us. Jazakallah. So now moving on to our Quran tilawat. ST, can I have a student for tilawat?
Could I please request G4737 to unmute?
G4737. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Waqihimus sayyiat. Wa man taqis sayyiati yawma idhin faqad rahimtah. وَذَلِكَ هُوَ الْفَوْزُ الْعَظِيمُ. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. And protect them from evil, and he whom thus does protect from evils on that day, him has thus surely shown mercy, and that indeed in the supreme firm.
Jazakallah. So ST, can have a student for Hadith now?
Yes, could I please request G4769 to unmute?
G4769. Assalamu alaikum. G4769.
Okay, no worries, we'll pick someone else. Could I please request G4703 to unmute?
G4703.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikum assalam.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. An Abi Lubabata Bashir ibn Abdul Munziru radiyallahu anhu anna nabiyya sallallahu alayhi wa sallam qala man lam yataqabbanna Bil-Qur'ani falaysa minna. Hazrat Abi Musa narrates that the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, said, the one who doesn't recite the Quran melodious tone, not from among us, that is not on our way. Al-Bukhari number 7527. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Moving on to the Malfuzat. ST, can I have a student?
Yes, could I please request G4719 to unmute?
G4719. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Saying, O promised Messiah, salam, study the Quran with deep contemplation and hold it very clear. Love it more than anything else. God has said to me, meaning all good is contained in the Quran. This is the truth. Piety, those who favor anything besides it. The fountainhead of all your prosperity and salvation lies in the Quran. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. So now I will hand over the mic to the TA for quiz.
Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. So we will start our quiz for today. Question number 1 is, where will the rule of Madd Laazim, that is the compulsory prolongation, be applied? Is it in A, bima unzila, or B, huwa la, or C, wala dallin, or D, ulaik? ST, can I please have a student?
Yes, could I please request G4733 to unmute?
G4733, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
What do you think is the correct answer?
Is it?
You can take a guess.
Is it C?
C, that's actually the correct answer. It is C, wala dallin. Jazakallah.
Okay.
Moving on to question number 2. Flesh of which animal is forbidden to eat? Is it A, that which dies by itself? B, that which has been strangled? C, that which dies by fall? Or D, all of them? ST, can I please request a student?
Yes, could I please request G4747 to unmute?
G4747, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
What answer do you think is the correct one?
Is D.
That's absolutely correct. All of these animals are forbidden to eat. Jazakillah. Moving on to question number 3. Which one of the following is mentioned in the Holy Qur'an as Shifa-ul-linnās, cure for the mankind? Is it A, honey, B, milk, C, water, or D, alcohol? ST, can I please request a student?
Yes, could I please request G4770 to unmute?
G4770, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Option A, honey.
That's absolutely correct. Honey is known as Shifa-ul-linnās in the Holy Quran. Jazakillah. Moving on to question number 4. Which disbeliever is mentioned most in the Holy Quran? Is it A, Abu Lahab, or B, Pharaoh, or is it C, Korah, Qarun, or is it D, Haman? C, can I please have a student?
Yes, could I please request G4769 to unmute?
G4769, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Is it A, Abu Lahab?
Abu Lahab. Well, actually, the answer is B, Pharaoh. But, the disbeliever you've mentioned is correct. But mostly mentioned in the Holy Quran is Pharaoh, during the time of Hazrat Musa alayhi salam. Jazakillah. Moving on to our last question. How long should the Al-Harful Al-Muqatta'ah, that is disjointed letter Sad, be prolonged? Is it A, equal to 1 alif, B, equal to 2 alifs, or C equal to 3 alifs, or D equal to 4 alifs? ST, can I please have a student?
Yes, could I please request G4702 to unmute?
G4702, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
What answer do you think is the correct one?
I think I'm not sure. I'm just guessing it's 3C.
3. That's actually absolutely correct. Jazakillah. It's equal to 3 alifs. Remember, 1 alif for haruf al-madda is for 2 seconds. So 3 alifs is for 6 seconds. Jazakillah. With this, I'll hand over for today's lesson to DT.
Jazakallah TA. So let's move on to our today's lesson. And today, the rule that we will be covering is ikhfa, concealment. So what is ikhfa? It says that ikhfa means concealment, suppression, or hiding. So the sound of noon sakin or tanween will partially be concealed, producing light ghanna for 2 counts or 2 beats if the ikhfa letter appears after it. So now we know that ikhfa means concealment or hiding, and what we're hiding the sound of noon sakin and tanween. And how do we know whether to apply ikhfa or not? We look at the letter after noon sakin or tanween. And so what are the huruf al-ikhfa? So if we exclude 6 letters of idgham out of the 28 Arabic letters, so if we exclude 6 letters of idgham, ya, ra, mim, lam, waw, and noon, and then we exclude 6 letters of izhar, alif, hamza, ha, ayn, ghayn, ha, and kha, and 1 letter of iqlab as well, which is ba. So if we exclude all these letters, the remaining 15 letters are huruf al-ikhfa. So the letters on the right-hand side are huruf al-ikhfa letters, 15 letters. So light nasal sound should always be prolonged if the next letter appears without a tashdid after noon sakin or tanween. The first example here is an example of izhar, because after noon sakin, the letter is ayn, and ayn belongs to the rule of izhar. So this will be short and clear sound. An'amta. However, the second example is izhar tanween, because ba is carrying tanween, dama tanween, and the letter after tanween is ghayn. And ghayn belongs to the rule of izhar. So this will be again short and clear. Rabbun ghafurun. The third example is example of the rule of idgham, because after noon sakin you have mushaddad letter. So this will be with the ghanna sound. Man yaqulu. Fourth example is again idgham, but this is without a ghanna this time. Mir rabbika. And the last example is example of ikhfa, because after noon sakin we have the letter za, and za is one of the ikhfa letters. So this will be nasal sound and concealment. Anzalna. So as you can hear that I did not pronounce noon with clear sound. I concealed this noon sound. Not an, but anzalna. So whenever it's ikhfa rule, you need to conceal the sound of noon or tanween. Here's more examples. So the first one, again, after noon sakin, you have ta. So this will be concealed. Ata. Mataba. This example is tanween, but the letter after tanween is ta. So again, you need to conceal the sound. Instead of saying qawmun, you need to say qawmun tuftanuna. So you are not making the noon sound at the end. Similarly, this one would be mathuran, and so on. So you need to remember the 15 ikhfa letters, then it will become easier for you to know whether to apply izhar, ikhfa, idgham. Okay, so the next one is ikhfa mim sakin. Before we looked at ikhfa noon sakin and tanween, this time we're looking at mim sakin ikhfa. So it says that pronounce mim sakin with the 2-second light nasal sound if next word starts with the letter ba. So this is mim sakin, and the letter after mim sakin is ba. So this is ikhfa of mim sakin. So the sound of mim sakin will be softly prolonged for 2 counts, and we call this ikhfa shafwi. So how would we read this? This will be read as hum bil akhirah. 2-second nasal sound on mim. This example, the first word, is not an example of mim sakin, ikhfa mim sakin, because the letter after mim sakin is lam. But we said it has to be letter ba for it to be the rule of ikhfa mim sakin. So the first one is izhar of mim. The second one is ikhfa of mim because the letter ba is followed by mim sakin. And here are more examples. In this one, you have mim sakin and the letter is ba. So this will be tarmihim bihijaratin, mim sakin ikhfa. The second one would be ayyuhum bidhalika. And the third one, hum bisahirah. After mim sakin, you just need to make sure that if it's ba, then it's ikhfa of mim sakin. Right, so now comes the time for practice. So ST, can I have a student?
Yes, do you need, could I please request G4768 to unmute?
G4768, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Could you read the first line for me?
Yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ينصرون مم. Shall I read that one again?
Yes, try again.
ينصرون.
Okay, so try and make sure that when you're joining ya with this noon should not be clear sound. Conceal it.
ينصرون.
Well done.
من
Again.
من سلسلال.
Okay, this will be min salsalin.
Min salsalin.
Because remember this is sod, right? So make sure you are making a difference between seen and sod sound. This will be more rounded.
Salsalin.
Yeah.
Sirazalik.
It's ain.
Sirazalik.
Sira'adhalik.
Sira'izalik. Mansura.
This was clear noon, so you need to conceal.
Mansura.
Mansuran.
Mansuran.
There's still noon sound at the end when you are joining. Try and not have that N sound at the end.
Okay. Mansura.
Mansuran.
Mansuran.
That's much better. So make sure you're practicing this at home as well, then it will get better by practice, okay?
Okay, Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. ST, can I have another student?
Yes, could I please request G4726 to unmute?
G4726, Assalamu alaikum. G4726.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Where do you want me to read?
From the second line, please.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yanquduna rizqun karimun thamanan qalilan min qablu.
Jazakallah, you did ikhfa really well. So yeah, that's it. Jazakallah. ST, can I have another student?
Yes, could I please request G4736 to unmute?
G4736.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Could you read the third line for me?
A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Kuntum bihi ya'lam bi'annallaha rabbuhum bihim.
Jazakallah. I have two questions for you. Which rule is applied on this one?
It's the meme shifa.
Meme Izhar Shafi.
Izhar Shafi, the one with not the bar that comes after the meme, the other meme rule.
This one?
Oh yeah, here it's the bar. Sorry, I can't remember the term.
Yeah. So this one would be
That's the rule
ikhfa
for
meme
that one.
sakin.
Yeah.
And why? How do you know if this is ikhfa?
Because after the meme sakin, there's a letter ba.
Well done. And the first one is not an example of ikhfa because there's no ba letter after.
Yeah.
Well done. And here as well, so here it's mostly ikhfa meme sakin examples.
Yeah.
Jazakallah. And ST, can I have one more student?
Yes, could I please request G4745 to unmute?
G4745, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Could you read the last line for me?
Yes, please. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Fabashirhum bi'azab ahlahum alamuhum bihaza barizun.
Jazakallah. And could you tell me which rule was applied on this one?
Izhar.
Izhar or ikhfa?
Ikhfa.
Ikhfa of?
Because there's a B after the meme.
After meme sakin, it's ba,
Meme
right?
sakin, yes, please.
Is this ikhfa of meme sakin or of noon sakin?
Of meme sakin.
Meme sakin, well done. And what is the rule that you need to have light nasal sound, right? For 2 counts.
Yes, please.
Jazakallah, well done. So now I think it's the time for surah practice. So I will hand over the mic to the TA.
Jazakallah.
Jazakallah. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so we'll do our surah practice for today. And just before our practice, we just mentioned earlier in the start of our class that if anyone is interested in joining our G4 team for next year, either as a day teacher or as a teacher's assistant or as a support teacher, then please put your name forward and email us back in the email that you have already. And inshallah, we will give you further training for that. Jazakallah. So first, ST, can I ask if there is any student or do we have any student from Talimul-Quran segment?
Yes, Yes, we do. We have a student with the ID from Talimul-Quran. Would you like me to unmute them first?
Yes, please. And can you also repeat their ID, Jazakallah?
Yes, so the ID is LG1922G4MA. Could I please? Yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah. Wa alaikum assalam. Can you start the recitation, beginning with the Awaz Tasmiyah?
Yeah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذين يتلون كتاب الله وأقاموا الصلاة وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا وعلانية يرجون تجارة لن تبور ليوفيهم أجورهم ويزيدهم من فضله إنه غفور شكور والذي أوحينا إليك من الكتاب هو الحق مصدقا لما بين يديه إن الله بعباده لخبير بصير.
Jazakallah, mashallah, you have recited very well with proper tajweed, and also I hope the other students can see where you have done works. Jazakallah. And now we're going to start with our next student. ST, can I please request a student for surah practice?
Yes, could I please request G4768 to unmute?
G4768, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Can you start from the verse I've highlighted, starting with the Awaz and Tasmiyah? Jazakallah.
Yes. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذين يتلون كتاب الله وأقاموا الصلاة وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا وعلانية يرجون تجارة لن تبور. Shall I carry on?
Yes, please carry on.
ليوفيهم أجورهم ويزيدهم من فضل إنه غفور شكور.
Please carry on.
فالذي أوحينا إليك من الكتاب هو الحق مصدقا لما بين يديه إن الله بعباده لخبير بصير.
Yes, please continue.
ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا من عباد فمنهم ظالم لنفسه فمنهم مقتصد فمنهم سابق بالخيرات بإذن الله ذلك هو الفضل الكبير. جنات عدن يدخلونها يحلون فيها من أسافر من ذهب ولؤلؤ ولباسهم فيها حرير.
Mashallah, you've tried well. I've just highlighted a couple of points. Obviously, I can tell that, there were some slight mistakes. One of the major mistakes I would like to remind you is about, the harakats, fatha, dhamma, and kasra. I've highlighted some of them, but most of them I couldn't because, we were going really fast. So over here, can I ask you to start again for me? Start with inna ladhina. And just read till Allah, if you can do that for me.
Okay. In just one go?
Yes, in one go, if you can.
Okay. Innal lazina yatluna kitaballah.
Jazakallah. So, this noon contains fatha. How long do we prolong this for?
1 second.
1 second. So, yatluna, not yatluna. Just quickly, okay?
Okay,
will you try it again?
Yatluna.
Yeah. Yes. So it's only slight difference between 1 second and 2 second, but it completely changes the meaning. And next, can I ask you to recite from wa and just recite till here for me?
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. وَأَنْفَقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاهُمْ.
Good. Razaqna.
Oh, yes. Razaqnahum.
Yes. So today, today's topic, what topic did we learn today?
We learned about the ikhfa, the concealment, the hiding.
Yes, ikhfa. And I've highlighted this because, fa is not huruful halqi, it's not huruful izhar, and it's not, the idgham letters. So therefore, it's huruful ikhfa, and therefore you have to make a 2-second nasal sound. Would you like to try it again?
Yeah. فَأَنْفَقُوا, something like that?
Yes. وَأَنْفَقُوا.
وَأَنْفَقُوا.
Very good. And next, over here, I could tell you had made a break in between. So this is just one word, but when we learned it in our previous lesson, there's tanween and there's wa. We do idgham with 2-second nasal sound. Do you want to try this word again?
Okay. Siromba.
Very good. So at least 2 seconds you've done. That's really good. And next, again, we have tanween with ya, and we will do idgham. So again, can I ask you to recite from, ala, and recite till yarjun. Can you do that?
Yes. Alaniyatan yarjun. Oh, sorry, I forgot to, yarjun, sorry. Alaniya.
Good. This is much better.
Okay. Oh, so should I?
Yeah, you've done the 2-second.
Okay.
Yes. So, and you can see again over here, we have you can see where my cursor is. Again, this is idgham. So do you want to start from tijara and then complete till tabur for me?
Okay. Tijaratan line tabur.
Okay. So over here, sorry, this is not 2-second nasal sound. It's without the nasal sound because you know the words la and ra, when they come after tanween, we will not produce nasal sound. So tijaratal, okay?
Yes. Tijaratan.
You want to try it again?
Okay. Tijaratan line tabur.
Okay, so it's not nasal sound for the tanween because we are going to do idgham merge without nasal sound here. But for noon here, as you can see, again today's lesson ikhfa. So we'll do a nasal sound for la tabur. Tijaratal la tabur.
Okay.
Okay, good. So mashallah, you're trying very well. Majority of the stuff that I've already told you about, again, over here, this was a nasal sound because we are doing ikhfa. And, you know, over here, I'd highlighted the kaf because, you know, this is fatha is only supposed to be prolonged for 1 second and you prolonged it for more than that. And, you know, again, here was the same reason. So jazakallah, so jazak for trying. Mashallah, you tried very well. Okay, so
Jazakallah.
next, ST, Jazakallah. Can I request another student, please?
Yes. Could I please request G4745 to unmute?
G4745, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Can you begin from Inna Ladina till the blue highlighted one at the end, starting with Ta'awuz and Tasmiyah? Jazakallah.
Yes, please. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Innal ladhina yatluna kitaballahi wa aqamus salata wa anfaqu mimma razaqnahum sirran wa alaniyatan yarjuna tijaratan lan tabur liyuwaffiyahum ujurahum wa yazidahum min fadlih innahu ghafurur syakur. Walladzi aw'ayna ilaika minal kitabi huwal haqqu musaddiqan lima baina yadayhi innal ibadihi la khabirum bisir. Summa awrathnal kitabal ladina Please, should I take it again from Summa? ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا من عبادنا فمنهم ظالم لنفسه ومنهم مقتصد ومنهم سابق بالخيرات بإذن الله ذلك هو الفضل الكبير جنات عدن يدخلونها يحلون فيها من أساور من ذهب ولؤلؤا ولباسهم فيها حرير.
Jazakallah. So you have tried very well. Again, I would like to mention that please remember not to prolong the fatha, dhamma, and kasra, and also to remember not to change the harakats. You know, if it's fatha changing into kasra or kasra changing into dhamma is also a major mistake, and it can change the meanings of the words.
Yes,
So over here, can I ask you, you recited the first line very well. Can I ask you about this lam? Is it going to be read with a thick sound or a thin sound?
Thin sound.
Thin sound. And do you think, is it thin or thick?
I think it's a thin one. I'm not sure.
Thin one, okay. Do you remember when fatha comes, then what happens to the lam of Allah, lam al-jalala?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's only for lam al-jalala when the lam for Allah, if the preceding word contains either fatha or dhamma, we will read it with a thick sound. So kitab Allah, okay?
Yes, please.
And over here, I think you went out of breath. So,
Yes.
you know, when you become out of breath, so just try to stop and then recite, you know, 2 words or 1 word previously. So this will finish as salah, and then you can start again from wa aqamus salata and then keep going, okay?
Okay.
And the noon gunna here you pronounced very well, because of course today's lesson was that.
Yeah.
In this word, can I ask you to recite from razaqnahum, and can you recite till yarjun for me?
Okay. Do I do a work on the noon?
So yeah, what happened here was you broke this word, and this word sirrun is 1 word, and alaniyatan is 1 word.
Okay.
So and then also there was a difference between the haraka. You changed the harakat, so you can rectify yourself.
Yes,
starting again.
Yes, please. Razaqnahum sirran wa alani. Razaqnahum sirran. What's happening to me? Razaqnahum sirran wa alaniyatan yarjun.
Very good try. Excellent. You've rectified yourself. That's good. Try. Okay, so here I've highlighted because you've done the izhar correctly, you know, like the meme izhar, you've done it very well, and you know, over here as well. But this one I highlighted the min because this has to be, is it going to be read with a nasal sound or without a nasal sound?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so it's today's lesson. It will be read with a nasal sound.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Min fadlih.
Okay.
Yes. And over here, very good. And moving on, over here in awhayna, I think you changed the harakat. So that's why when reciting, please remember whether it's fatha or kasra.
Yes, please.
And over here, what happened was, I think, again, you were out of breath. So you actually paused in the middle. Yeah, but instead of reciting from previous 2 words, you continued.
Right.
So just a reminder, you know, it's really important. The beauty of the Holy Quran depends on, you know, how proper you do waqf without stopping your breath.
Yes, please.
Okay, and over here, I think, again, the baina, this noon, I think you changed it into something else.
Right.
So just, you know, and another example here, you read the ba with a fatha instead of ba with the kasra. So that's why I've highlighted, because it becomes a major mistake.
Yes. Yes.
Can you recite again from bi'ibadihi till basir?
Yes,
And remember what this small meme means? 2-second
please.
nasal sound.
Yeah,
Yes.
Bismillah. Bi ibadihi la habirum bisir.
Basir.
Yeah.
Good. Much better try. And over here again in this word, istafaina, you actually broke in the middle again. So, and then fatha was changed into something else. So that's why we have to keep an eye. And again in the al-kabir, the same thing happened with the changing of harakats. Okay, Jazakallah, mashallah, you've done very well.
Jazakallah.
Okay. ST, can I please have another student?
Could I please request G4733 to unmute?
G4733, assalamu alaikum. G4733.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Can you recite the following words starting with the awaz and tasmiyah? I've highlighted the blue ones.
I'm sorry, I'm heading out. I'll be driving, so is that okay if I can just listen to it? I won't be able to recite because I'm just going out and I'll be driving.
All right, no worries, Jazakallah.
Thank you.
ST, can I please have another student?
Yes, could I please request G4771 to unmute?
G4771, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Can you recite from Innal Ladhina, starting with the awaz and tasmiyah?
Sure. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذين يتلون كتاب الله وأقاموا الصلاة وأنفقوا مما رزقناهم سرا وعلانية يرجون تجارة لن تبور ليوفيهم أجورهم ويزيدهم من فضله إنه غفور شكور والذي أوحينا إليك من الكتاب هو الحق مصدقا لما بين يديه إن الله بعباده لخبير بصير. Shall I carry on?
Please, yes, please carry on.
ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا من عبادنا فمنهم ظالم لنفسه ومنهم مقتصد ومنهم سابق بالخيرات بإذن الله ذلك هو الفضل الكبير جنات عدن يدخلونها يحلون فيها من أساور من ذهب ولؤلؤا ولباسهم فيها حرير.
Jazakallah, mashallah, you've recited very well. First thing I would like to say that you were doing the correct waqf. I remember you did waqf in the middle, and you can start from alladhina instead of thumma. So you were right in trying that. So well done for that. And you know, just from the beginning, it's just most of the stuff you have recited very well. Today, you remember we did you know, ikhfa. So the first thing, if you can see alif over here, that was recited with the ayn sound. So try to remember it's a similar sounding letter, but then it can change the meaning. And this noon, because there's fa, you can do 2-second nasal sound for that. So that's why I've highlighted that. Do you want to try it again?
Yeah.
Very good, very good. And similarly, the same thing over here in this noon that I've highlighted. Again, so you can do from, yes, very good. Yes, exactly right. And again from here, it's the same thing with ikhfa.
Okay. وَيَزِيدَهُم مِّن فَضْلِهِ.
Yes, much better. Very good. And over here, this awhayna, as you know, this is also huruf al-mad. We remember this word. So this hay needs to be prolonged for at least 2 seconds.
Okay.
This is hay is huruf al-lin.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to do it again?
Yeah. أوحينا.
Very good. So huruf al-mad here and huruf al-lin here both have to be prolonged for 2 seconds. Okay.
Sure.
And next, again, you know, you can see this noon, you did nasal sound here, but we won't do nasal sound. Can you tell me why we won't produce a nasal sound here?
So we'll say it clearly from minhum.
Yes. And the reason, do you know why we say clearly if for izhar, you know, izhar, what are the reasons? This is ha, it's huruf al-halqi, and it's also huruf al-izhar. So we will say this noon clearly. Okay.
Yeah, I think I just need to memorize a few rules here.
Yes, you can memorize, and also the easiest thing is before reciting the Holy Quran, write those letters. So if you have even one page, you know, that has written down the letters, and just look at them before you recite and practice at home, that will help quite a lot. So practicing would help quite a lot.
Sure, yeah.
So you can see this minhum and here as well. So if you remember minhum and this minhum as well. So the word, sometimes if you recite and practice the words, you'll know exactly which words you will not pronounce the nasal sound and which words you will.
Sure.
And over here, I am, you know, I highlighted. Can you recite again from sabiqum till khayrat?
Sabiqum bil khayrat.
Yes, much better. So, you know, this was just, you read it very quickly before, but now you've recited very well. And this kaf is just, you prolonged it. So that was the thing I wanted to mention, but Jazakillah. So now, because we are almost at the end of our class, I'll hand over back to the day teacher.
Jazakillah, sorry, Tia. Let me share my screen quickly. So let's quickly recap what rule we covered today. So the rule of ikhfa, there are 15 letters of ikhfa, and we look at the letter after nun sakin or tanween, and then we see if it's the letter of ikhfa, then we conceal the sound of noon sakin or tanween, and then we carry on. So after noon sakin or tanween, always look for the letter that comes after. And then ikhfa of mim sakin, we look at the letter after mim sakin. If it's the letter of ba, then we softly prolong for 2 counts or 2 seconds, and it's called ikhfa shafri. So keep practicing these rules at home, your daily recitation. Obviously, ikhfa rules, if you are practicing it, it will take time. So just keep practicing, and inshallah, you will get better. So quickly moving on to our concluding prayer. We won't read this out. I'll just display this on the screen. And lastly, I would like to remind everyone that if you're interested in joining the G4 team for our next course, so do contact us, and inshallah, we'll get in touch with you. Jazakallah. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.